So hi all, welcome to another video lecture. In this video we will see what is the difference between selected columns versus add columns in DAX. So both selected columns and add columns are used to create calculated tables in DAX. They allow us to add or select specific columns from existing tables or expression. So if you look at selected columns, this is the basic syntax. It accepts a table, the name of the new column that you want to create, and the expression on basis of which you are going to create that column. Then it creates a new table by selecting and renaming the columns. Add columns also has the same syntax as selected columns. It returns a table with new columns added to it. So what is the basic difference between selected columns and add columns? Selected columns, from a particular table that you will mention, whatever names and the expression that you will give, it will only add that row, that column into the table. But add columns, what it will do, it will add the entire columns of this table, and then on top of it, it will add the extra columns that you are trying to add. Selected column, it will only add the specified columns that you are trying to give here in the expressions, but it will not add the entire columns coming from the table. That's the basic difference between add columns and select columns. Okay, so if you go to this difference, selected columns create a new table from scratch with only specified columns. Add columns add new columns to an existing table without removing the original columns. Select columns can rename columns during creation. Add columns cannot. When to use each function? Use selected columns when you want a new table with only specific columns. You want to rename the columns directly in the function. Use add columns when you want to retain all the original columns and add calculated columns. Let's head over to the Power BI and let's see this in practical. So we have this Walmart sales table, okay, and let us go to the table view and we will click on a new table. In this new table, I want to get the store ID and the weekly sales value from the Walmart sales table, and we will add it here. So if I go ahead and if I select selected columns, within the table expression we will give the Walmart sales table. In the name, I will say that this is the store ID, comma, the expression. In the expression you will be giving what you want to populate. So I will be populating the store, comma, you can give another column name. Okay, so I will give the total sales, let's say, and here I will be giving sum of the weekly sales, and I will hit on commit. You see, it has given me the sum of the, not the sum, only the weekly sales. By mistake I gave it as sum. Yes. So here we have the total sales and the store ID, right? So only two columns I have. But let's say now if I go ahead and if I use add columns instead of select columns, what will happen? Whatever columns that I have in the Walmart sales right table, that will be there, plus two more extra additional columns will be added. So if I go ahead and if I hit on commit, you see this, the entire table from store to unemployment, it belongs to the Walmart sales, and the two extra columns that I've added is store ID and total sales. Okay, so this is the basic difference between selected columns and add columns. Okay, this is the only difference. Now if you want to use this in DAX, how you can use it? If you want to create a measure, you can simply click on create a measure. Okay, and let's say I want to calculate the total sales value, let's say for example the total sales value. So how you can do it? You can simply click on selected columns, and in the table you can just give the Walmart sales, and from here I need the store ID, let's say the store ID, and I will be saying I need the store value from here, and I need the total sales, and here I will be giving this one as weekly sales. Okay, so this is the selected column. So what it has done, it has created those 2 rows for us, right? Not the entire table, it has only created 2 rows for us. So obviously selected columns works faster compared to add columns, because in add columns you are fetching more rows, you are appending the columns on top of those on top of the existing table. But in selected columns you only have to create a particular a new table from scratch with 2 columns, right? So this works a lot faster compared to add columns. So here what I can do, I can just create a variable, let's say where tables equals to this, and then from here I can simply create one more variable, let's say where val is equals to, let's say I am going to calculate the sum of the entire weekly sales, right? So I will be giving this as table, comma, not table, this will be tables, comma, and this one will be, let's say, the total sales, right? The sum of the entire total sales, and I will return the value of val. So you can use select columns in this way. Okay, you can calculate the total sales from this, and if I go ahead and if I use a table, let's say, then I can drag in the store ID and I can drag in the measure, and you will just see that for every store ID I have the aggregated the total weekly sales for every store ID that is mentioned here, right? So you can use this in measure, but the basic difference is the one which I specified, right? It is used to create tables like this right from scratch. So this is the basic difference between them. Okay. So if you really enjoyed this video, if you learned something new, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon for notification. Thank you.